welcome to the Chairman's Corner. Carol is out today, but we're here talking with the chairman himself, Mr. Bill Pate.
Good morning, sir.
Congratulations on your re-election as chairman of the board or board of the chairman.
Well, I told somebody just this morning, I said, well, either you're one of the cats or you're the herder.
Yeah.
So I'm going to herd one more year, then I'm going to become a cat again.
And become a cat again.
I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. All right. So we've got a meeting coming up Tuesday, but you wanted to preface the meeting.
Yeah, but before we get to that, I just wanted to say a few words about the update that was given, for the chamber on the city and the county side. I thought the mayor did a really good job on the city. He had a good presentation, and even told me a few things I didn't know that they were doing. and that's surprising, because normally Chuck keeps me updated all the time about how much better he's doing than I am. We have a lot of fun together.
I know you and Mayor Chuck Allen, you have a good relationship. There's a lot of teasing that goes on, but you do have a good relationship.
Think of what our friendship has done and the things the county has been able to achieve working with the city. Because we do have such a good relationship.
That's exactly right.
But what I wanted to say was, his presentation was good. Ours was better.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying that is I had a team behind me. And I want to thank you. I want to thank Britt and Pat and Carol for doing such a great job putting that together. I may have looked like I was laboring out there, but it was really easy because I had great material. I mean, it's hard to fail when you got something put together that's put together so well.
Well, we had something to put together. I mean, it was Pat and Bria did an amazing job with the video, and they did great. And your presentation was excellent. Well, we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, the real challenge that I had was to try to narrow it down, because we got so much that's going on that we only really had, after the video, I really only had about 15 minutes to talk. And I knew I wanted to bring James up there to sell some brick pavers. But, and I'm not picking on the mayor, but I just think that, what y'all put together for me made my job very, very easy. Right. And I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And I'm glad to see that you guys have got such talent and working so hard, and keep it up.
Well, we try really hard. Well, with the support that you're giving us and the commissioners are giving us, and of course Carol's working really hard to keep us straight, then and we can't lose.
But anyhow,
we appreciate that. So where are we going?
We're going to the last meeting for our manager, George
Our county
Wood.
manager is leaving us. He's retiring, and
it's his last one, and
going to start surfing.
He is. He's done. He came in, he's going to be our interim, and he just, I guess he saw the potential of what we could achieve, and decided he wanted to be part of it. And without some of his management style, I don't know that we would have been able to achieve as much as we have. I really don't. We're really going to miss him. But having said that, I know that Craig Honeycutt is ready to step up, and I'm very confident he'll do a great job for us.
As am I. He's quite an impressive man, and very easygoing, very approachable.
But tonight we'll say farewell to George, and I'm sure there'll be some good roasting, ribbing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Good natured, of course.
Of course.
But we'll miss him, and we'll have a lot of fun tonight.
He has worked wonders with being able to acquire funds to get jobs done.
And
the Maxwell Center.
He and Allison, and before then Pam, Pam Hope. Matter of fact, I saw Pam just a few minutes ago. She's doing very well.
Good.
They were able to use the dollars that we had in different places to fund different projects that we were doing now, mostly with the schools, a lot of it. And of course the Maxwell Center is one of our largest projects that we're doing. But good job there. Just we got no complaints, and we got his cell number so we can call it.
That's right.
If he'll answer, I don't know if he'll answer.
As long as he keeps that cell.
I don't think that the meeting is going to be that long.
Yeah,
I really don't. It doesn't really appear that way. We got our normal stuff. We up and up with approval of minutes, and we will have. I know we're going to have an appointment committee, and we're going to be talking. One thing we got to finish business is the 4 EMS stations, and I spoke about this the other night. When we were in our retreat last January, and this is like as I said the other night, I said sometimes good things come out of bad things.
Yes.
With the hurricane, we lost the 7 Springs station, and we knew we had to replace it. We didn't want to put it back where it was because it had flooded before. So we got to we looked at it and said, this is the time to look at the whole county. And what we realized was there were numerous places in the county that had huge gaps where I lived, as a matter of fact, was one of them.
Oh.
And not to be selfish, but I wanted to make sure that ambulance.
Well, you're not the only one that lives there.
Yeah, to get to my house in time to get me there and gets me back to the hospital.
Exactly.
You know. But we decided that what our primary job as commissioners was the health and safety and well-being of our population that lives here in Wayne County. So we said, well, how are we going to approach this? Are we going to go and do one at a time, or what are we going to do? He says, no. Life in the southern end of the county is just as important as the one in the northern end of the county, or east or west or wherever. So we decided it was best to go ahead and bite this off at one time. So with the help of Mel Powers and his group over at Emergency Services, they figured out where these stations should be located.
Okay.
So we're building four new EMS stations.
4.
2 of them are 2-bay, 2 of them are 3-bay.
Wow.
And with the merger of Pate Town and Antioch, we will be using the bay there at that station and leasing that from them, which helps them pay their bills too. And that's a whole other story about the merger, which is a good thing. But there it is, not cheap. They're going to run about $300,000 a piece. George is currently still negotiating with the architect who's doing that. And there were some differences on some of the small issues in there, and I won't go into that because it's contractual stuff.
Just in case someone's curious about what we're going to be able to do with those 4 new EMS stations, what will be coming out of those stations?
Well, you're going to have an ambulance coming out of there to come and pick you up if you're in a wreck, and also we'll be stationing Wayne Net trucks around the county.
Okay.
And what they are transport trucks to doctors' offices, out of town hospitals, and that kind of thing. With the great, Johnson Ambulance Service closed, our business in that area just exploded.
Yes.
So we've added a lot more trucks, which was needed to meet the demand. And actually, it makes money, believe it or not. But we had nowhere to park them. And we found out last winter, when we were parking over there in Pinewood, some of them had to stay outside. And some of the medications and the fluids that were under the trucks froze. And they've got to be in an insulated, covered building. Or we're going to be throwing away, and that stuff is very, very expensive.
Very expensive.
So it just made good sense to do all that. And the Wayne Net trucks can always back up as a regular ambulance.
As an ambulance.
Well.
Now Wayne Net, that's non-emergency transport.
That's correct. And normally what happens, you take your other ambulances, and then as they age out a little bit, then you turn them into just transport as opposed to emergency calls. But they're still capable, and the people who ride those trucks are qualified to do both jobs. I can assure you of that.
Yes, they can.
But that's what that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. I hope that we can go ahead and get the architectural contract completed and have something built and have something by maybe June. Hopefully we'll have some going up. Or none. It depends on the weather and that kind of thing. Like the Maxwell Center, it got done, stayed on track because we had such a good winter weather last year.
Yes, we did.
And if that same thing happens with us this year, then hopefully we can do the same kind of thing.
Okay.
Then on our consent agenda, we have our exclusions. We've already taken a look at that, so they're all good to go. And Ms. Pate will come out and talk about budget amendments, and as she normally does. We've got a couple of places in the county that won't be added to the state maintenance system. We'll look at that and vote on that. Of course, they'll still be up to DOT, whether they do that or not.
We do not have, and people are always wondering why this street is not in good shape or that street needs work. We don't have the facilities to do that.
No,
we're not a street paving county.
No, we're not. No counties do that.
That's all DOT.
That's all the state does.
The state does that.
We've done a couple. We've done one out at Canterbury driving and whatever those little streets are around there. But actually, we're just acting as the go-between conduit for the financing, because if they don't have a homeowners association, they can't borrow the money to get it done.
That's right.
So what they did is use it and borrowed it through the county and getting the work done, but they got to pay it back, and it's got to be paid at an interest to cover our costs as well.
Right.
And I don't know that that's something that, this was our first shot at it, and I don't know how far more we'll go into that kind of thing, because we've learned a lot of lessons, and there are a lot of obstacles to get that work done.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so anybody who has a problem with their streets or roadways, they need to contact the state.
Well, if they're in a private drive, the state's not going to touch it.
Oh.
You have to bring it up to DOT standard before they'll take it. Okay. And that can be very, very expensive.
Yes.
And especially if you're not, like I said, if you don't have a homeowners association, or if you're in an older subdivision, and most likely the builder or whoever it was is long gone, and there's really
those streets are not up to standard.
No, they're not. And I'm having the same issue in my neighborhood. At some point in time, we'll have to make a decision as a neighborhood what we're going to do. But I think all of us are going to be facing that. We had a motion to approve a nomination to fill a seat on the Eastern Wayne Sanitary District. Apparently, one of the people that won one of the seats moved before the election and does not live in the area. So they're making a recommendation to somebody to us to put back on there. We got some surplus property that we're selling that we own with the city, and I'm glad to see that done, because the more we can take down these old buildings, the better the county and the city look. And
absolutely.
And we get them back on the tax books too.
Well, that's true, and that's good.
I think that somebody's coming over from the senior center, and they're bringing a fellow in, David Rosado from the East Carolina Council of Aging, because I think we actually are getting a recertification of Center of Excellence.
Oh.
And I can't tell you any more than that. I'll let them
sounds
explain.
good.
Yeah, I'll let them explain it. All I know is that's a very, very popular place over there.
Oh, man. It really is.
When I go over there, it's hard to find a parking place.
I was going to say, I wish the parking lot was bigger.
I don't go to the senior center that much, but I spend a lot of time over the veterans.
Well, you're too young for that anyway.
Well, I don't know about that. It won't be long. But looking forward to seeing that. And then Davin Madden, our director of the health department, he's going to come over and talk to us about their fee schedules of bad debt write-off. Right. And our audit is complete for the county.
Oh, is it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm told the CPA called me at home a couple of days ago and says everything really looks good.
Good.
And they'll be up here to present that.
Good. They'll talk to the commissioners about that.
They have to do that every year. They sure do.
Yeah. Every year. Okay.
And let's see here. This is one of these acronyms that keeps getting me. That keeps coming up, and it's about the CBDG stuff. And Chip will be able to explain it, because I'm not even going to try.
CDBG is Community Development Block Grant.
Okay. I can't remember what the DR stands for.
Downright.
It's all part of the recovery efforts after the hurricane.
Yeah.
And that's the amazing thing is, here we are more than a year out, and a lot of that money hadn't got to the people who need it.
That's right. People still in bad shape. They need help.
It is just so bureaucratic, and I don't blame anybody here locally. That may be up the line, so we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, don't go there. But there are people who still need a lot of help.
Yeah, and then we got a couple other things that are follow that same thing. We're going to be voting on too. So it all ties in together. And let's see, Wayne County Board of Commissioners, Wayne County adopting the 18th Amendment for position classification. We talk about this from time to time. It's taken a long time to get our human resource and our personnel positions straightened up, because we were so out of balance, and that thing hadn't been updated in so many years. Gerald Ann Lee, our director, and Gendro, they have worked hard on this, and I hope we're getting close to it, because this is the 18th one we're approving. So really? It goes to show you that how much work needed to be done. A
lot of work involved with this, but the bottom line is to try and get in line with where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and on top of that, Geraldine, she's another one who came out of retirement, who thought she was going to be interim, and got over there, and I knew, because I worked with her at my old job, so I knew the quality that she brought was going to bring to the job. Yeah. So we were able to squeeze and twist her arm and make her stay too, and I hope she'll stay a little bit longer anyway, because she does an outstanding job over there.
She does.
And we will miss her if she leaves. We are going to have a work session about our facilities master plan, which was asked by one of our commissioners who wanted more information. The master plan for facilities is really just a blueprint of where we're going in the future, of what we're planning on doing. Nothing's cast in stone, because priorities change all the time. Yeah. You never know when it's going to happen. But the idea is to let everybody know what we need to do, approximately what the costs are, and let everybody understand that approving the county is not inexpensive in our facilities, because we've still got a lot of buildings that are crumbling, and we've got to make some huge decisions. I'll take the old hospital building over there. We moved, most of the people from DSS have moved out. They're either over the building. What's the other building over there?
The Jeffries building?
No, not the Jeffries, the other one.
It's the other one.
Yeah, it's the other one. Over there by the old Wachovia Bank.
The Borden building.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew one of us would remember what it was between our age. But,
Thanks a lot.
A lot of them have moved over there now, and there's still some people there. And as we move people from Cooperative Extension to Ag agencies, we'll up at that building and move some of them over there. And then we're trying to decide what to do with the old building. You still got an old, I guess, water steam system in it to heat it.
Yeah.
And some of the offices last year were unable to be heated.
Yeah.
Well, the pipes are all clogged up.
Oh.
And we said, well, we'll just blow the pipes out. And then the engineer said, no, that's what's holding the pipes together.
Oh. Well, Bill, some of these buildings are approaching 100 years old.
Yeah, I don't know how old that one is, but I was born over there.
Oh, wait.
So. And it was not a new building when I was born in that place.
Yeah, some of them are 100. In fact, the one we're sitting in, 107 something.
But we've signed an agreement with architect out of Greenville, MHA. I can't remember there's too many acronyms, and to determine whether that building that we could redo it, refurbish it, and or whether it needs to be dropped to the ground. Yeah. And build a new one for the health department.
Sometimes that's less expensive than refurbishing. Sometimes.
That's what they're being charged with, and that will not be cheap at all. And that's not going to happen this year, but we'll find out what direction that we need to go. So that's what I meant. Priorities will change based on events that take place and what you learn. And so that may be put off for later. We find out we put it off to another time, and or it may be almost an emergency situation where you've got some real structural issues in that building. But anyway, we'll talk about that, and then the board will, either agree or disagree on if that's what the plan is going to be.
All right.
And that's about it. I'm hoping that it won't be a real long meeting, and since everybody's probably about ready to take a few vacation days to go home for Christmas.
Well, it is that time of year.
And we've been working hard.
I know.
This has been one of the longest weeks I've had, and we didn't have a meeting this week.
Well, this is the last, coming up on Tuesday the 19th, is the last meeting of this calendar year for commissioners.
Yes.
And then just hit the ground running in January.
Well, we're going to skip the first meeting, and the reason why is to have an agenda meeting, people would have to come off during the Christmas holidays to meet. So, with a strong suggestion from someone else, Carol, that I consider not having that meeting and delaying it, and we polled the commissioners, and they said that's exactly what we'd rather do.
So it's going to be canceled altogether.
Yes.
All right, instead of being postponed. So that means the first meeting of the year will be on the let's see, 16th of January.
Yeah, right. That's correct.
January 16th. Okay.
So.
Outstanding.
And then we'll get back on our regular schedule.
All right. Very good. Wayne County Board of Commissioners Chairman, Mr. Bill Pate. Bill, Merry Christmas.
Yep, and good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, sir.
I hadn't done this with you in a while.
Well, it's been a while, but Carol's out today, so I just kind of assumed the position.
It's like I told Pat, I've done it with you 100 times, either here and at the radio station.
That's exactly right, in both places. Thank you very much, Mr. Bill Pate. Thanks, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.